Trinity College will support strong, passionate students who want to be bold thinkers about the future. Of course, I'm selling a great education, but what I am really selling is Trinity's alumni network. So it's not just the money that people put into our endowment, it's the time, it's the connection, it's the encouragement. That is something that is truly special about the Trinity family.
I'm Demetra Ganias. We're here in Hartford on the beautiful campus of Trinity College, here in this majestic chapel. I'm here with Fairfield County Look, curious about the future of higher education and how the landscape of college is changing for the future. Of course, spearheading that effort here is its president, Joanne Berger Sweeney. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time today.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
Part of your job is to look to the future with great optimism. Tell us what you see for Trinity 5-10 years down the road.
One thing that I am certain will be important in the next 5 to 10 years at Trinity College. One is our relationship with the city of Hartford, with the greater Connecticut community, and with the world. Trinity College is a liberal arts college that has always looked outside to understand how it's connecting beyond just our campus. We've never been just sitting in an ivory tower. We've always thought about how our mission for a liberal arts education connects to our city and to the world beyond. So I'm certain that Trinity College will be involved with its neighbors and the city of Hartford. I'm also sure that we will be educating students broadly to not just think about the first job that they have after college, but a career, a lifetime of learning, relearning, unlearning. All of those will be vital parts of a Trinity College education. So whereas I may not be able to tell you specifically what courses we will be teaching, I will be able to tell you that we'll be connected with the city of Hartford and beyond our campus, and we will be educating students for life.
And when you say the characteristics that make a Trinity grad so special and involved and a citizen of the world, tell me what comes to mind. What kind of heart and mind are you nurturing here?
You know, that's a great question. One of the things that I feel is different about Trinity College versus many of the other institutions with which I'm familiar is passion. Students are passionate about what they learn. They're passionate about their peers. They're passionate about the faculty members. So one thing that we're looking for in those essays, we're looking for when we look at what a faculty member or a college counselor says about the student is their passion and their care for what they do. I feel as though if you have if you're smart, and everybody who comes to Trinity is smart, and you're passionate, those are characteristics that are really important. Passion and care for other people. Those are some of the characteristics that I think are absolutely vital. And a desire, and to me, that passion to learn something new, to be involved in something that you've never been involved in, not just to play by the rule books. That, to me, will make a very special Trinity student.
So talk to me about how you keep that very special type of person connected here to Trinity College.
Right.
How do you keep your alumni close?
Yeah, this was a characteristic that somehow I think must be bred in the walls of Trinity College, because when I arrived here, from the very first conversation I had with the chair of the search committee, I could just feel that passion, her love for Trinity College. She was honest, she was fair. She said, there are a few things that I think we could do better, but her love and passion for Trinity was so clear. So long before I became president, it's clear to me that Trinity people, we are called Bantams, care about Trinity people, and somehow that passion is extended through each and every generation for the almost 200 years that Trinity College has been in existence. I wish I could put my finger on it, but I know that in the interviews that we have with students, you speak to the interviewer and they're looking for that passion, that engagement, that excitement about what you're doing. I would say, when I look around at our students, when I look around at our faculty members, when I look at our staff, people care about this institution deeply. So I can't say I know what started it, but I'm sure glad it's here. And I've just been trying to foster some of that passion while I've been president.
Does some of that passion translate into feedback and questions and opinions about where Trinity College should go? How often do you hear from your alumni, and to what extent do they offer their love and opinions?
I would say all the time. Multiple times a day, sometimes even multiple times an hour.
Wow.
Trinity alumni are very passionate about the institution and feel that it is essential to let me know how they feel. It was interesting. Earlier today, I was speaking to the chair of the Board of Trustees at Trinity, and there was a particular alumnus who had written today and yesterday and the day before, and each time he was sharing with us how he thinks we should reopen Trinity College based on what he's reading, based on his articles. And he's not the only one. People care about this institution so much. They regularly, and I mean very regularly, write to me, call, send emails, send letters to let me know what they're thinking about. Also, we try and do surveys to make sure that we're hearing from not just the loudest alums, but all of our alums, so that we understand how to keep them engaged with the future of the organization. Because in my mind, when I go out on the road to sell Trinity College, I am selling a great education. Of course, I'm selling a great education. But what I am really selling is Trinity's alumni network. We have some of the most passionate and successful alums in the world. Why wouldn't I go out and sell that on the road? That is one of the things that makes Trinity so special.
And how does that connect to the job market? When graduates leave here, they're absolutely looking for an opportunity. How does the love and the passion of your alumni translate to some help entering the workforce and getting that kickstart for their future?
Absolutely, that's a great question. Our alums now participate in a database that we have. Anyone in the Bantam network can participate in this database. That means our alumni, our parents, and our friends. And so what that does very specifically is allows our students to look and find someone with a background that they find interesting, a question they might have. And so our students, our alumni, very specifically connect to our students to help them. Even if they don't have a job to offer, very often they have advice connections that they're able to make. And this is probably, I shouldn't say it exactly this way, but some people refer in New York City to the Trinity Mafia because it's so tightly connected. And when one person wants to find a job, they connect them to another Trinity involved person, another alum, another a parent. And it is so clear that that network is vital and active when our students are out looking for jobs, moving to a new town. You know that you'll find a Bantam there waiting to help you.
It sounds like a lot of loyalty that is passed down from graduate to graduate.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And tell me about when you look toward your endowment and what this network is bringing in financially, what do you think that allows you to do here at Trinity that you may not have had the support network not been as strong as it is?
Absolutely. So clearly, our alumni base provides us with their talent, their treasure, and their time. Treasure is an important part. If I can just give you one small example, one small recent example. When our students had to go home, turn on a dime, pivot to remote education when the COVID crisis came, we recognized that some of our students would have challenges. Maybe they needed airfare home. Maybe they needed a computer so that when they got home, they would be able to continue online learning. The Trinity community swept in and gave hundreds and thousands of dollars to support the immediate needs of our students. That was something that perhaps wasn't able to happen at every institution. But in addition to the money that our alumni contributed, we had a class that was 50 years out. So if we are now the class of 2020, that would have been the class of 1970. Am I correct? 30, 50 years. That class wrote individual notes to everyone who graduated in 2020 saying, I'm sorry you missed your graduation. I know not being able to be there physically was difficult, but you are part of, the Bantam family. We care about you. And so every single one of our graduates got a note from someone from 50 years ago. So it's not just the money that people put into our endowment, it's the time, it's the connection, it's the encouragement. That is something that is truly special about the Trinity family.
What an extraordinary gesture.
It's touching. I was completely taken aback and just filled with so much pride for the institution.
So let's talk about how a high school student might become one of the future classes here. When we look at opportunities to distinguish oneself, it often involves volunteering, outreach, perhaps traveling to do good, or just becoming a citizen of the world. And even through sports and athletics, a lot of that has been sort of reined in. Tell us about how some of these students can really be unique. How do they show themselves as a fantastic option for Trinity College when some of their opportunities have been taken away to really shine?
Right. That's a great question. And thank you for allowing me to answer it in this way. I was speaking to our Dean of Admissions, and our former Dean of Admissions, because he just left to take another job. But I asked him about his favorite essay from a prospective student. And he described an essay where that student had been a barista and used the essay as an opportunity to talk about insights that you have when you interact with different people and you're serving them coffee and trying to make small talk and how people treat you. So it wasn't an essay about someone going off and saving the world or traveling or doing some amazing project. It was a story about someone's experience and their interpretation and insights into that experience. So what that reminds me of is that what you write in your essay, for example, if it is true to you, if it is insightful, it doesn't have to be about what you've done necessarily. It's a little bit more about who you are. And none of those opportunities have been taken away.
What a beautiful example of how to truly shine,
right?
With our own personality and learning.
Exactly. It's who you are and how you see and interpret the world. And I think if more students really tried to tap into who they are and not try and tell a story that they think someone else wants to hear, that we would have much more interesting and exciting essays to read, and that gives us insight into the type of person that would be a good match for here at Trinity College. There are other great colleges. There may be, not everyone wants to be in a city. I want to be in a city, and most of the students who are here want to be in the heart of a city, in Hartford, in a capital city, and all of the things that a city can offer. So just be true to yourself. I think that's the best advice I could give someone, because if it's a good match, I think we'll recognize it.
From what you say, it sounds as though Trinity College is such a beautiful place to grow your character and become the adult that we're all trying to be.
Exactly.
President Berger, Sweeney, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Once again, thank you for allowing me to share my passion for Trinity College with you.
We're so grateful.
All right.